Welcome back, guys. In the previous session we discussed about what is cache, why we need to go for cache, what is local cache, what is distributed cache, what is local cache and what is distributed cache. Cache is a temporary memory which is used to store the data for future purpose. If we store the data in the cache, then we can easily access the data, faster retrieval will be available, and we can reduce number of round trips between our Java application and database. If you implement a class for your application within your project, if you do the caching, then that is called as local cache. Okay. If you want to use the same cache in multiple applications, then we need to go for distributed cache. So when you are working with microservices architecture based application, then we will go for distributed cache. Okay. In order to implement the distributed cache, we are going to use Redis. Redis is an open source cache which is used to store the data in the form of key value pair. Redis is used to store the data in the form of key value pair. Multiple applications can connect to the Redis cache to access the data. So as we discussed, if we are developing our project by using microservices architecture, multiple APIs can be available. API 1, API 2 and API 3. So these are REST APIs of our application. Our project will be implemented in the form of multiple APIs. Every API is responsible for one functionality. Now, in all these APIs, I want to use some common data. That data, instead of retrieving from the database, I am going to store that data into some cache. Which cache I am going to use? Redis cache I am going to use. Now, this REST API can connect to this Redis cache. This second REST API also connect to Redis cache. Third REST API also can connect to the Redis cache. Cache is available inside the application or cache is available outside of the application. Cache is available outside of the application, and the multiple APIs are connecting to the same cache. That is called as distributed cache. We can also call it as a global cache. Now, what is this Redis? Redis is an open source server which is used to store the data in the form of key and value. This Redis cache we can implement in the cloud or we can implement on premises also. Now, we can download the Redis server and we can set up in the local. If you want to use the Redis in the cloud, that also you can do it. Now, environment setup. Download Redis server software, extract that downloaded zip file, double click on the redis server.exe file, Redis server will start. Double click on the redis client.exe file, type ping in the client command, type ping in client cmd, it will respond with pong. With this, Redis server setup is ready. In real time, Redis server will be installed in the remote machine. They will share Redis server details like URL, username, password and port number. If the Redis is running in a different machine, then we need these details to connect with the Redis. If Redis server is running in a different machine, then we need these details to connect. So currently, today I'm going to install the Redis in the same machine, then I don't need these details. If the Redis is running in the cloud or if the Redis is running in the different machine, then we need this. Okay, can you guys read these steps to do environment setup to work with Redis? Can you guys read these steps to understand environment setup with Redis? Download Redis server.